Survive the Nights, developed by A to Z Interactive and one of the original indie survival zombie games. Had a bit of a rocky start, but over the recent years they've put tons and tons of work into it and have got it back to a mostly positive rating, which is great news. Just in time for this update. This update came out on the 18th of December and it overhauls the whole power system to the game itself. The whole power system is now available as a sort of power plant system. Rather than individually powering up areas and bases, you'll now be able to power up the entire island by getting a power plant up and running, which is absolutely insane, and I'm all for this. Alongside that, they've also got the Christmas update. So let's jump in and see what the team have to say about the power plant update and how it's going to work, and we'll definitely be checking it out, going over how you actually turn it on in a separate video and how to get it all up and running and where everything is found. Very excited. So this is update 1.36. It's got massive changes with it. And they've gone through a lot of testing on this to make sure this works, and it's going to be an enjoyable rather than a sort of bogged down experience for everyone. Now, it is early access, so if you do find any bugs, make sure you report them to the team on their Discord. All of the links you'll need are down in the description below. But this is the power plant. It is modeled after a real-world UK power station. It's immersive, and it would have been a little bit impractical for gameplay, the original version that they wanted, but they've redesigned it and made it more functional and engaging. It features 4 main structures that will need to be activated to restore power to the entire island. Each one of those is going to be full of zombies. So this is very much an end game activity. This is not something you'll just be able to jump in and have a little bit of a play with. You will need to fight your way through to reach activation codes to turn on the power station. As you can see here, the cooling facility, power substation, main control room, and distribution center. Once you've got all 4 of those active, you will then be able to power up the island. How long the island stays powerable, not 100% sure on that yet. So what's going on in the background is the trailer and showcase of the power plant and how it works. Powering the entire island has always been something the team wanted to do. It's something I spoke about with JT a very long time ago, having power plants, and they've said that is something they're willing and wanting to do. This was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe we spoke about this, and I'm glad that it's finally coming to the game. I'm very excited for this. And it's there now and ready to go. But as you jump into a game, normally you will have power available throughout the map. And if you are playing default settings, this power will be running for 4 days. Once that power has gone out, now you will need to bring it back online. Beforehand, you need to get generators up and running, pull starts, all of that funky stuff to get everything going and as playable as you wanted it. Now, though, that's it. It's there. You'll be able to turn it on and power the entire island and get into all of these structures without that niggly need of going to grab all of the little bits. Hopefully you don't need to do that 4 times now to power each building. I'm assuming the main challenge will be going through the zombies to get it powered up itself. More than likely, you're still going to need a lot of fuel. But with this now core feature implemented, they've said they're going to work on many more things, such as electrical traps, temperature control, alarm systems, lots of stuff to make your base a lot more viable and deadly against the zombies. So as you can see, we've got Sage Creek here, which is now lit up by all of the street lights, thanks to the power station being up. Then Addersfield also, and then here we have the power plant once it's been powered itself, which does look really, really cool. I love the power and all of the lights on the externals of the buildings. Looks really good. Now, going forward, the team have lots and lots of plans to focus on QOI, so quality of life improvements on this, making it a lot better as they progress through the early access phase. They said there's a lot of issues that they want to work through to smooth out the experience, but most of the core features they wanted are now in the game, and they're going to slowly start to make everything better and improve gameplay over the coming builds and expand on implemented features, which is good. Whilst improving things, they've also slowly been adding new fleshed out features, and they want to expand a lot on the electrical systems, such as traps, housing alarms, stoves, lighting in towns and roadways, light towers, functional water pumps, so the water being tied into the power system. I think having sort of a water treatment plant online and getting clean water out of the taps would be a really cool idea as well. So similar to the power plant idea, but having it as a separate system for water itself. Then they also want to continue to expand on, obviously, weapons, improve the handling, more vehicles, trailers, some form of light aircraft, and character customization. As well as that, a lot of the workshop stuff they want to improve upon as well. Now, if you don't know what the workshop is basically not so much modding, but people can make their own features, game modes, and stuff like that, and just do sort of survival modes if you don't want to play the normal game. Now, alongside that, they've also added a support section to their store. So if you have bought the game, which is relatively cheap, and you do want to support the team a little bit further, you'll be able to do that. People have been asking for additional ways to support them, so now you can, with relatively cheap prices. You can get furniture packs for $8, $9, or firework packs, or just decorations for a couple of pence, which really, really cool, and it will just help support the team with future development. And then, of course, we have the usual winter update. Now, the winter update is really, really cool. If you've not played it before, it's basically a horde mode where you've got to survive. You have to go into town centres. It is currently playing in the background, and provide a generator to power a tree, which, quite cool. You power the tree up and you get loads of cool goodies. Basically, what will happen is there's a breaker panel underneath a tree to turn the lights on for the Christmas tree, which will then attract zombies. So power it using a generator, provide the power to the tree, hit the big red button, which will start it. This challenge can only be done at night and doesn't stop the nightly horde from arriving. So you want to make sure you avoid the horde before these guys come into play. Once the challenge has started, you need to survive 3 waves of zombies. Each round will result in more presents. And as usual, lots and lots of cool stuff can be obtained from this, and their loot rates have been upped for this event as well, which is quite cool. It's going to be going all the way up until New Year's Eve, so I'd highly recommend checking it out. Now, in a video in a couple of days' time, we'll go over how to get the power plant up and running, what you'd need to go through it. You'll probably need some form of key cards and lots of other bits and bobs to get it going fully and working to your advantage. So, quite excited for that. You just got to get through the first few days and survive and get some good gear behind you, because going in empty-handed is not going to be fun. It's going to be a tough one. But overall, the power system, I think, is a really, really welcome bonus. I'm quite excited to see it and get stuck in with it. I've played a little bit, but my character isn't far enough along. I haven't got enough stuff behind me to get stuck in. I've not played it for probably 2 to 3 months, and I do like to jump in with a fresh account when things are updated. So if you do want to see a sort of playthrough series, let me know in the comments down below, and that is something we'll get on. Now, also, I am just 4 days away. Well, we are all just 4 days away from Christmas. I am around about 500 subs away from 20,000. So, fondle those buttons, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, share the video about a bit, let people know, subscribe. If this is the home for survival and zombie games, I will fondle those buttons for you. Please do it for me. I greatly appreciate it. Drop some comments down below. Thanks for watching. I've been Wired. You've been awesome, and we'll see you very soon with some more Survive the Nights.